Good morning, Dan and Amy. Census numbers out yesterday, and this is interesting. Greg Hines from Crane, Chicago Business, that's the anti-business business magazine, the anti-entrepreneurial capitalist business magazine. Only a place like Chicago would have the alleged outlet of record on entrepreneurial capitalism be anti-capitalist, but that's what it is. The Grim News, Greg Hines' characterization. The Grim News and new population estimates being released by the U.S. Census Bureau.
Yeah, I read them all. Awesome.
Is that Chicago metropolitan area leading the nation in outmigration.
Yeah, guess, how many people moved out of Cook County last year?
20,000.
21,000 is
Yeah.
what I heard.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And guess what county people moved into? It's a county in Oregon called Crook County. Get it? Because people call Cook County Crook County?
No, I don't get it.
No, you don't get it.
And Maricopa County leading the way in terms of county.
Like a big county.
Yeah, with the biggest gains. Here's the thing. It's a little bit more depressing than just that. 93 of Illinois' 102 counties have domestic outmigration. Yeah, 93 of the 102. All collar counties have net outmigration. All collar counties. So the argument that you're hearing, oh, well, what's really happening is people are moving from Chicago or Cook County to the collar counties? No. Unless you mean the collar counties of Indianapolis or Nashville or Charleston or Austin or Dallas.
Nashville's a suburb of Chicago.
Yeah.
If
those are the collar counties you're talking about, then you may be onto something. But otherwise, what's actually happening, grim news, as a liberal like Greg Hines calls it. Grim news. So it is happening, isn't it? It is real, isn't it? And the impacts are real. And I wonder how Greg Hines, or how the left that dominates this state, all the Chicago Democrat crime families, and in particular for you Chicago Democrat crime family voters, how you react to that. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636-DA, turnkey.pro text line. Who's responsible for the grim news? Who's in charge? And what are the policies you think that have precipitated this grim news? Because even in other liberal bastions, L.A. population up 3.6%.
Really?
Since 2010. New York up 2.8%. San Francisco actually 7.7%. Now, of course, that's because of the tech industry. But nonetheless, actual red state population magnets, some of the cities I mentioned just a moment ago, are really seeing growth. So who do you think is responsible for the grim news and what? Let me suggest that in addition to Chicago's unique problems, a problem that permeates the state that we've talked about a number of times on this show as we've done exclusive analyses of property taxes by region in Illinois. It's property taxes. The highest property taxes in the nation. Illinois becoming a home equity desert. That's why 93 of our 102 counties are shedding population. That's why Cook and the collars are shedding population. Not exclusively, because every person's reasons are slightly different. But this is certainly one of them. And today we have another installment of a regional analysis. We've done Will County, South Suburban Cook, West Suburban Cook, Northwest Suburban Cook, the North Shore, DuPage. Now we get to McHenry. And we've done Lake County, too. Now we get to McHenry. And this is interesting, too, because McHenry turns out to be pretty close to another state. So the border, just like Lake County is, and so the border counties, or the counties that have at least a portion that are a stone's throw from another state, are particularly interesting because of how easy it is for people to look across the border and see what's going on in their same region. When she paid $233,000 for a blue-gray 4-bedroom with red shutters at 640 Krenz Avenue on the south side of Cary, Victoria Green didn't know someone else had been secretly borrowing against her house.
Oh, that's awful.
Not officially.
Right.
But you know who the borrower was?
No.
Cary School District 626.
The school district?
Well, that's effectively what's happening.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you know,
Wait.
that you have to look at this, how it's actually happening. Connect the dots, people. November of 2004, Cary School District 26 was in a predicament. It had just agreed to give its teachers, already the highest paid in McHenry County, a big pay increase, but it didn't have the money. It was running out of cash, but it had something to give. It had Victoria Green's home. And she lived in that home for 9 years, paying $67,000 in property taxes during that time, most of it to District 26, before losing it to foreclosure in 2014. Miss Green watched her property tax bill rise 42% over that period, real terms, real dollars. All of the numbers that we discuss on this show, inflation adjusted. 42% over that 9-year period, which is why her property value fell 56% from her 2004 purchase price of $300,000. She sold it last October for $130,000. Yeah, oof is right. So we looked at all of the communities in McHenry County. This is in McHenryTimes.com, one of my papers. Home values in McHenry, down 39%, 2007 to 2015. Woodstock, down 39%. Harvard, down 37%. Marengo, down 37%. Huntley, down 31%. Projected property taxes paid in these communities, if you project out from present to 2023. You live in Woodstock, the median home price will be $101,000, median sale price, $101,000. Between 07 and 23, 15-year period, you will have paid 105% of your home sale price in property taxes. Median sale, $101,000, you'll have paid $106,000. McHenry, 100%. Harvard, 95%. Cary, 89%. Marengo, 88%. Crystal Lake, 88%. Lake in the Hills, 85%. Algonquin, 81%. Johnsburg, 75%. Huntley, 64%. 15 years, you will have paid that percentage of the projected median home price in these communities just in property taxes. So you pay for your house a second time on a 30-year fixed. You're paying for your house another 2/3 to full time, just over 15 years, half of that 30-year fixed term in property taxes. That's what's called a taking. Why is it happening?
Well, they're getting robbed.
Well,
I don't even know if they have kids in school, too, to benefit from where their tax dollars are going.
So who's doing the robbing? Who's doing the robbing?
The politicians.
Well, which ones specifically? Because, again, we have to have the uncomfortable conversation about this, right? Which local unit of government drives your property tax bill? Schools. Huntley School District 158 in Algonquin. Spend over 20 years. 1997 spend to 2015 spend. Again, real dollars. Increased by 533%. McHenry School District 15. Increased by 113%. Riley, Marengo, 110%. Harrison, Wonder Lake, 108%. Marengo, 108%. Prairie Grove, 107%. Woodstock, 81%. All the way down to Harvard, which would only increase 30% over that time period. Again, the inflation adjusted. 533%. From 1997 to 2015, McHenry County's 17 school districts raised local property spending on schools 85%. Enrollment at those school districts grew 30% over the same time. So you're increasing spend as compared to enrollment by a factor of 3. For example, Cary School District 26, enrollment fell 21%. Spending increased 52%. That district hiked teacher pay more than 40%, built a school, closed a school, went to referendum 4 times, and rather than look at personnel costs, district officials chose to charge parents more fees and cut extracurricular activities and raise property taxes. This is a story that plays itself out over and over and over again as we look at region after region, community after community throughout Cook and the Collars. And once we get outside Cook and the Collars, the story is going to be the same because it's a culture problem in Illinois. It's a kleptocracy where you rent your home from the government and where you work to finance the public sector unions that run this state. That's what's happening. So the question again for McHenry County residents, families, just like everywhere else, revolt or bolt? What are you going to do? Revolt or bolt? You're going to continue to let this scam be run on you to the extent that you have the government take your home value away from you. That is what is happening. Your property value goes up, your property taxes go up, your property value goes down, your property taxes go up, your property taxes are recession proof, just as is local government spending. But you get the representation you deserve, don't you? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Tom and Lamont, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Morning, Dan and Amy. My question to you is if you can address what percentage of those tax bills are actually going to the schools?
It varies by school district, but in the suburbs, you're looking at usually 2/3 to 3/4 at least. I mean, you get into richer property areas like the North Shore, and it's more like 90% goes to schools as compared to other local units of government like municipality, township, community college, and the like.
So if we could rein that in, that would dramatically reduce our taxes.
Correct. And this is what, yeah, that's exactly correct. Yes. Thanks for the call, Tom. And this is why the proposal that me and my little cabal is advancing is the 1% hard cap on your property taxes as a percentage of home value. The same that Indiana has, the same that California has. Deep red state, deep blue state. And guess what? Because I know the schools and the public sector unions will cry poor, and the local officials will cry poor and bloody murder and everything else. In Indiana and California, to repeat, and I swear to God this is true, I visited both. You can go there and check this out, Amy. In Indiana and California, they have schools.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
I'm not kidding.
I've been to a few too.
They have police departments there.
I know.
They have fire departments there.
Mm-hmm.
They have county governments there.
Uh-huh.
I'm not kidding. I swear to God. They have a state government too. Seriously. I promise you that's true.
Isn't the largest employer in Illinois the government?
Well, for sure. Illinois has more government jobs than manufacturing jobs. Only state in the Midwest
Yeah.
that's the case. I mean, it's your state to the extent that you want to stay, but you drop roots here. It's not easy to just pick up and leave. It's not just a financial decision. It's also a family, friend, kind of connection to the past decision, right? I mean, I don't want to leave Illinois. It's where I'm from. It's where I've spent 44 years of my life. I love Chicago. It's a great city. I like Wheaton, where I grew up. I like the Collar Counties. It's an interesting, diverse state. So it's not just a financial decision, but I don't like being the victim of a scam and not doing anything about it, pretending that it's not a scam, pretending that it's not immoral to fleece people with substantially less means to continue to featherbed the salaries and pensions of people with significantly more means. I thought that's the reverse Robin Hood stuff that the left didn't like. I guess government unions are the only exception to that protocol. Is that what I'm to understand?